What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Buzz. Robert Whittaker has officially voiced his interest in fighting Sean Strickland on the historic White House card set for June 2026. The former middleweight champion said he's been eyeing this matchup for a long time, not out of bad blood, but because he loves the stylistic challenge. Strickland, currently ranked number 3, represents a tough test, and Whittaker believes a win over him would catapult him right back into title contention. For fans, it's a dream fight. Two high-level strikers known for their relentless pace, durability, and willingness to engage in a stand-up war. Both men pride themselves on technical precision and toughness, making this potential showdown one of the most exciting matchups on the horizon for the division. Meanwhile, over on the McCanno and Burns podcast, the hosts discussed who they believe Dricus du Plessis, DDP, should face next. Their top pick, Brendan Allen de Tremolini. Allen, coming off a huge win over Reinier de Ritter, has been on a tear and vows to make a run toward the title, even claiming he wants to give Khamzat Chimaev a real challenge. However, as the hosts pointed out, the middleweight division is stacked right now, with fighters like Fluffy Hernandez, DDP, Strickland, and others all competing to break through to the top fight. During the conversation, the hosts highlighted the personal tension between Allen and du Plessis-Dalcroix. According to them, Allen has wanted this fight for years, even before Dricus became champion. They also noted that both men used to train with some of the same partners, which has added a layer of rivalry to their story. Discussing the potential matchup, the hosts broke down how Allen's grappling could play a major role. They explained that many fighters have great grappling but lack takedowns or struggle off their backs. To beat someone like du Plessis, they said, a fighter must know how to defend takedowns, get up quickly, and stay composed on the ground because Dricus is a high-level wrestler who will eventually take you down. When asked who could realistically control du Plessis on the ground, one host responded, maybe Khamzat, but not many others. Another quickly added, Fluffy, my brother, don't sleep on him. I think Fluffy can even beat Khamzat Chimaev. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for latest MMA updates. We truly value your support and need your help to grow. Move on to another news. Jiri Prochaska sharply criticized Tom Aspinall's decision to stop after the eye poke, arguing that a true warrior should continue to compete if able to move. Speaking with Michael Bisping, Prochaska dismissed the idea of withdrawal mid-fight when the body is still functional, framing perseverance as a core trait of elite fighters. In the wide-ranging interview, Prochaska also expressed a strong desire for a third meeting with Alex Pereira. He emphasized that neither prior encounter represented his best preparation. The first was taken on short notice, while the second was compromised by a staph infection. Despite those setbacks, Prochaska insisted he competed because it was a title fight, and pulling out was never his style. Now, he said, with a full camp and proper health, he expects to present the best version of himself and believes a fully prepared performance will produce a different outcome. Prochaska outlined his immediate objective, to reclaim the light heavyweight title for the Czech Republic before contemplating a move to middleweight. That plan, he explained, remains his priority as he focuses on restoring the belt to his homeland. The interview also revealed eccentric details about Prochaska's personal routines. He described training sessions at his forest dojo, sometimes in the nude, where he alternates between cold river plunges and hot saunas to achieve what he called a natural balance of body and spirit. The anecdote, delivered with a grin, underscored the unconventional methods he credits for his mental and physical resilience. On the subject of the eye poke controversy, Prochaska was unequivocal in his stance. His aim is to finish fights and secure victories. He acknowledged that recovery and adaptation are part of a fighter's life, sometimes requiring intuition and adjustments in approach, but maintained that the athletes owe it to fans and the integrity of main events to continue when possible. He suggested that in some cases opponents might overthink or overcalculate, which can sap the will to press on. Prochaska reiterated that he prefers confrontation to concession and will hunt elite challenges until he reaches his goal. Move on to another news. Just weeks before his next title defense, Merab Dvalishvili opened up about why he accepted the Peter-Yan rematch on short notice. The Georgian champion explained that he didn't want to sit on the sidelines for too long. According to Merab, if he skipped the rest of the year, his next fight wouldn't come until spring. And that was something he simply couldn't accept. Known for his relentless work ethic, Dvalishvili said he wanted to stay active, keep his rhythm, and continue building momentum. even if it meant stepping back into the cage earlier than planned. During the interview, Merab shared a rare story about the one time Dana White was genuinely upset with him. He revealed that the UFC president was frustrated when he refused to fight his longtime friend and training partner, Aljamain Sterling, who held the bantamweight title at the time. Merab made it clear that he could never compete against Sterling, describing him as a brother who stood by his side through every training camp. He emphasized that loyalty means more to him than any belt, and no opportunity could make him betray that bond. Addressing rumors of a potential super fight with Alexander Volkanovski, Merab said it's not something he's pursuing right now, but didn't rule out the idea entirely. If he eventually clears out the bantamweight division and runs out of fresh contenders, he admitted that a crossover clash with Volkanovski could be an exciting challenge for the future. For now, however, his focus remains firmly on defending his title and proving that he's the most dominant bantamweight in the world. Reflecting on his mindset heading into the Yan fight, Merab admitted that his first encounter with the former champion was stressful. "The first fight, I was nervous. It was a lot of pressure fighting Petr Yan," he said. "Now I'm more mature, more comfortable, but I don't want to be too comfortable." He acknowledged that Yan would likely correct the mistakes he made the first time around, especially his lack of respect for Merab's skill set. "He didn't believe I could do anything against him before," Merab explained. "Now he knows better. I'm sure he'll come more prepared, but that only pushes me to be even better. When Sean O'Malley said he wanted to be 70% better for his next fight, I told myself, if he is 70% better, I'll be 100% better." Move on to another news. In a recent interview with Spanish media, Ilia Topuria opened up about his future and dropped a major announcement that has UFC fans buzzing. The reigning featherweight champion confirmed that his fight plans for January remain unaffected by his brother Alexandre Topuria's upcoming bout in November at UFC Qatar. With no training camp conflicts, Ilia said he can now dedicate himself fully to his own preparation and performance. Topuria also addressed ongoing discussions about a potential fight with Paddy Pimblett, acknowledging that it's the more realistic option right now in terms of timing and fan interest. However, he made it clear that his true goal is to face Islam Makhachev, a fight he considers far more significant both in prestige and challenge. "That's the matchup I really want," he said, noting that a bout with Islam would represent the ultimate test of skill and legacy. But the biggest revelation came when El Matador confirmed that the long-rumored UFC event in Spain is moving forward faster than anyone expected. After years of speculation, Topuria revealed that the organization is taking serious steps behind the scenes to bring the UFC to Spanish soil, and not just anywhere, but to the iconic Santiago Bernabéu Stadium in Madrid. He credited the recent resolution of the ESPN broadcast deal as the key that finally unlocked progress on the project. "We're taking steps bigger and stronger than anyone might imagine," Topuria said. "The plans for the UFC at the Bernabeu are much further along than what people have heard on TV. Last year, there were major obstacles because of television agreements, but now everything is moving forward, faster than ever. Every step brings a clearer picture and is looking more real with each passing day." While he couldn't yet reveal a date or fight lineup, Topuria emphasized that the event is no longer just a dream, it's an active plan in motion. "I wish I could tell you the exact date and full fight card right now," he added, "but I don't have that yet. Still, this is huge progress, and one day soon is going to happen. For now, we focus on the events ahead of us, but the UFC at the Bernabeu will happen." Move on to another news. Arman Tsarukyan has stirred up conversation across the MMA world after claiming that Ilia Topuria hasn't truly been tested in the UFC. In a recent interview, the lightweight contender shared his blunt assessment of the reigning featherweight champion's rise, suggesting that Topuria's resume doesn't yet include a prime, fully capable opponent. "I don't think he's fought anyone who's really at their peak," Tsarukyan said. "Most of the guys he's faced have either been compromised before the fight or are past their best years. He's talented, no doubt, but he hasn't been in there with someone who can push him to his limits." Tsarukyan argued that a true test for Topuria would come only against fighters with elite wrestling and all-around activity, naming himself and lightweight champion Islam Makhachev as the kind of opponents who could expose weaknesses in Topuria's game. "He needs to fight someone like me or Islam," he continued. "Someone who can wrestle, who's active, and who's at the top of their form. He fought Volkanovski after he had already been knocked out and gone through a lot of wars. And Holloway? At this point, he's basically fighting for the money. According to Tsarukyan, until Topuria takes on that kind of competition, his place among the all-time greats remains unproven. "If he gets past me in Islam," he said confidently, "then he'll truly deserve to be called one of the best fighters of all time." The statement immediately sparked debate among fans and analysts. Some agreed that Topuria's current record lacks a test against an elite grappler or high-level wrestler, while others accused Tsarukyan of using the comments to position himself for a future fight. Still, the remarks highlight a potential future storyline for the UFC, a possible clash between Tsarukyan, a relentless pressure fighter with world-class grappling, and Topuria, a dynamic striker with an undefeated record and explosive knockout power. Both men are young, ambitious, and rapidly rising, setting the stage for what could become one of the most anticipated cross-division matchups in the sport. Whether Tsarukyan's criticism reflects honest analysis or calculated call-out, one thing is clear: Ilia Topuria has officially captured the attention and the challenge of one of the UFC's most dangerous contenders. Move on to another news. Multiple UFC fighters have come forward revealing shocking details about payouts and offers to throw fights, sparking major controversy across the MMA world. The issue first gained traction when Ariel Helwani, during his show, claimed that he knew of several fighters who had been approached with money offers to fix outcomes. According to Helwani, this is not an isolated incident but a growing problem within the sport. "This isn't just one story," Helwani said. "I've spoken with multiple people who have either been approached themselves or know others who have." They were asked directly, "Are you interested in throwing a fight for a certain amount of money?" It's happened more than once, and all signs point to this being a bigger issue than anyone realizes. Helwani referenced the case of Derek Minner, whose fight had already drawn suspicion for betting irregularities. He added that recent questionable refereeing decisions have only fueled public doubt. "When you see some of the bizarre officiating lately, it's hard not to let your mind go there," he said, "because there's no other logical explanation for some of the strange calls we've seen." After Helwani's comments went viral, UFC veteran Vince Morales confirmed he had also been offered money to take a dive. In a since-deleted tweet, Morales revealed he was approached with a $70,000 offering doubt. "I've been approached about doing it," he wrote. "It's not something I could live with, even though I ended up losing that fight anyway." When asked when it happened, Morales clarified it occurred during GA Fight Week at the first UFC Apex event, and he didn't take it seriously at the time. This isn't the first time a UFC fighter has faced such a situation. Back in 2015, Itai Hyunbang was offered $90,000 to throw his fight against Leo Kuntz at UFC Fight Night 79. He later confessed and was sentenced to 10 months in prison for his involvement. Adding to the list, Vanessa Demopoulos, a UFC strawweight fighter, admitted she too had been approached. She posted, "Yeah, people have approached me to throw fights. My integrity could never. We spent our lives training and honoring this sport. I can't believe people would compromise their morals like this." These revelations have reignited the ongoing debate around betting scandals and potential corruption in MMA. Move on to another news. Let's dive into the latest UFC updates from the world of mixed martial arts. This weekend's fight card between Gabriel Bonfim and Randy Brownlee is generating excitement, but several other major announcements have caught fans' attention. Starting off, Giga Chikadze has officially revealed his next UFC fight. During an interview on the AI Fight Hype podcast, the Georgian striker confirmed he'll face Kevin Vioje on December 13th at the UFC Vegas card. Chikadze is currently looking to bounce back after 2 consecutive losses, while Vioje remains undefeated in his last 2 UFC appearances. This matchup will be a critical test for both fighters, one seeking redemption and the other aiming to rise in the featherweight rankings. Next up, Kayla Harrison has hinted at a potential blockbuster fight that could shake up the women's division. Speaking on the A Death Row MMA show alongside Jorge Masvidal, Harrison discussed the possibility of facing Amanda Nunes, one of the greatest female fighters of all time, and even mentioned Ronda Rousey as a potential opponent. Although nothing has been confirmed yet, Harrison teased that the bout could take place sooner rather than later, ideally before the highly anticipated White House UFC event. She expressed confidence that she'll definitely be part of that historic card, emphasizing that she's currently the only American champion and fully intends to defend that title with pride. In her words, Harrison said she hopes to fight soon, recover quickly, and then compete again at the White House. When asked about other possible opponents, she said she's open to facing whoever comes next, whether that's Valentina Shevchenko moving up in weight or the long-rumored comeback of Ronda Rousey. Ronda's been out too long, Harrison admitted, but I'd still love that fight. Whoever's next in line, I literally don't care. I'll fight anyone. Kayla's statements make it clear she's ready to stay active and prove herself against the biggest names in women's MMA. With the UFC preparing major events to close out the year, fans might not have to wait long to see one of these dream matchups become reality. Stay tuned for more breaking UFC updates as these stories continue to unfold. 2025 is shaping up to be an explosive year for mixed martial arts.